My name is Anne, and this cute little button is Toby. And welcome to episode 21 of a TobyKnits podcast, where I talk about my knitting journey. I do lots of other crafts, such as crochet, scrapbooking, journaling, sewing, cooking, more baking really, but you know, you have to eat, right? And because I'm retired, I can do all that stuff because I lead a crafty life. I live in a little village just outside of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, with my husband Bob. What's up, Toby? You want to get down? Are you tired? Are you tired? Okay, you get down and get in your bed. And we love camping in the summer and just hanging out together in the winter time. So let me get on with what I have to tell you all about today. Of course, I have notes because I do tend to forget what I'm talking about after a while. Let's see. We are going to talk about some yarny goodness that I have purchased. We are going to talk about lots of finished objects. I have lots of finished objects. A couple of new cast-ons, and the Etsy store is up and running now, where I sell my small and medium project bags. It's TobyKnits on Etsy. I'm also on Instagram as TobyKnits. I'm on Facebook as TobyKnits. And I am on Ravelry as Brit Hockey Mum. Hopefully they all appeared at the bottom. And they're not all too clustered up together, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You can find me. You can find me if you really want to. Anyway, so let's get started. First finished object I am wearing. Yes, I finished the right around the corner shawl. Look at this shawl. Isn't it gorgeous? It is all made using garter stitch. There are no pearls. I even made tassels. Yay! I've never made tassels before, but you know, it kind of gives me an idea of some other things I can use them for. Yay! It's a lovely shawl. The shawl is by Lisa Haynes, and it is a purchased pattern, so you'd have to buy it on Ravelry. And it is 2 colors. So the 2 colors I used was, I think it was electric and garland. And you start with the triangle shawl, and you mix 2 rows for one color, 2 rows for another, and then you've got your border in one of the colors and your other border in the other color, and it really is lovely and very warm and very cute. I love it. So that's one of my finished objects. So what else did I finish? Well, I finished the socks. So I was making my toe-up socks, if you remember, and I was using up this yarn that I had made my dad a pair of socks with. Okay, let's just get this straight. I made the socks for me, he stole them. And as he lives in England, it's really hard for me to go and get them back. So I had to make another pair. So I used what was left over, and I added a heel in this brown that I had left over, and the cuff in the same brown, and then I did the afterthought heel, which I love. I love doing the afterthought heel. You literally just start from either the top or the bottom of your sock, so the cuff or the toe, you just do a straight tube as long as you want your sock to be, and then you cut it out. Yes, cut! Yeah, I said that out loud. Cut your thread and add this in, which actually, if you're not really sure, if I show it you this way, you might get it. It's actually another toe. So they turned out really well, and of course I did the usual. Stretchy bind off on the one, so it's easy to get on your foot. Not stretchy bind off on the other, so it's a freaking nightmare trying to get it on. and get it off. However, the nice part about that is when you're taking your boots off after you've come inside from walking the dog, this one falls off in the boot, this one doesn't. So, you know, it's got its advantages. It's got it, but I like them. They're very nice, and you can wear them with just about anything. I really like these colors. And this was a Croy yarn, Croy sock yarn. I forget what the name of it was because I probably threw the label out ages ago. And this one, with the brown, was a Sandu, I think. And I can't remember the name of that either. But anyway, that was those two. Then, sort of finished, so I'm calling it a finished object, the baby blanket. And blocked. Yeah, blocked. I actually blocked it. So here it is in all its little glory. So it starts from the top, and their little hippos are grey, and then it goes into stripes all the way to white hippos at the bottom. So it's kind of reversed. What I do still have to do is put the eyes, the ears, the tail, and a few little chainy bobbly things on each of the hippos in the corresponding colors. So I'm hoping to maybe get working on that today, but it's usually Scrappy Sunday, so I don't know if I will. It's one of them where I think once I've done one, the rest will probably be easy, but when you're not really sure what you're doing, it's always a bit hard. So that's done. So then I purchased, hello Toby, this little boy. You can't sit on my lap because you get in the way when I'm trying to use my hands. Get in your little bed. Oh, get in your little bed, oh yeah. You didn't see these. You saw the yarn last time on a podcast, I believe. But these are the Churchill mittens. And I got these at Galt House of Yarn, and they are lovely. It is Cascade 220 yarn. And they are lovely. They are lovely to wear. It's the first time I've knitted a pair of mittens, actually, and probably will not be the last. They were very quick. I think it took me maybe 2 to 3 days per glove. So, because of course it's worsted, it's a thicker yarn, so it does go quicker. First time I've done a thumb gusset, which was kind of very cool. And I really liked the way the top went. I think I've done that before on a toe on a pair of socks, and I can't remember what it was called, but they are very nice. I like them a lot, and I did not block these purely because I wanted to wear them right away. I might still block them now, but I don't really think I will because I like the way they are. I thought they turned out very nice indeed. So yeah, those are called the Churchill mittens. It is a free pattern on Galt House of Yarn website, and I actually got what did I do with it? A kit. So you didn't get the needles, but you got the pattern, which is actually funny thing. I didn't even notice this till afterwards. I just thought this was like the label of what it was, but no, it's the actual pattern on these little cute kind of cool cards, which I thought was fun. And the yarn, this is what I have left over. Not enough to make another pair, but enough to use in a scrappy blanket. And it is Cascade 220 in white, Atlantic, goldenrod, ruby, and bottle green. So those are those. And then finally, something I was at Michael's day before yesterday with my husband. And I was having one of them days. Just, you know, I don't know. It was just one of them days. And my husband knows how to cheer me up. So he took me to Michael's. And he bought me some yarn. And I bought me some yarn. And I bought this. Now, don't know if I have a label for it. I did, but I don't know what I did with it now. The pattern that I used for this is a paid-for pattern, and it's called the Sea Star Sienna Spar Washcloth. And the pattern is by Sea Star Crochet. I think that must be her name on Instagram, which is where I first found her and started following her. And because she has a whole line of this spar stuff, and I really liked it. So I got some cotton from Michael's, and this is my washcloth. It is an extremely interesting pattern where you're crisscrossing the crochet chains. Very interesting. I like the way it turned out completely, and it will be lovely as a washcloth. So I needed a new one in the kitchen, so I thought I would get this one and see how it goes. You can make it into a tea towel, which I also think would be very nice too. So you can make it bigger. You can just keep making as long as many chains and as long as you want, right? Or you could make it into a hand towel. But I really liked it as the washcloth, and so that was another finished object from this week. Oh, the other sort of finished object, well, as you know, I'm doing a gnome. Sorry, we're playing ball now in my craft room. The other, where did I put that? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there. The other thing I'm doing is I'm doing a gnome along with my friend Michelle, and it is with Imagined Landscapes on Ravelry and Instagram, and it is a mystery gnome along. So far we've just finished clue 8, and the clues come every couple of days, so it's kind of nice if you don't get to do it one day, you've got a day or so in between to do them. But this is my gnome. So we started with the hat. Actually, we started right down here with the brim of the hat with the little ear flaps, and then we worked our way up, and every couple of days we got new bits of color work to do, which is kind of cool because I haven't done color work in a long time. And of course tassels, which this tassel is just definitely not as good as the other tassel I did. But if I have to, I'll take it out. And then we did the body. And so here's my little body. I have to decide which side I want to do his beard and face and all that. And then we did a little bottom, which is very cool, and filled it with, it's filled with the fluffy stuff, fiber fill, whatever you call it, and also little pellets, which I'd never, because they're heavier and they will actually just make him stand, whereas I think the fiber things will make him wobble, but the pellets make him stay straight. So today's clue came in, and I believe it's the nose and arms, so I think we have 3 more clues to go before he's complete. So that's sort of a finished, but not really a finished object, but it's definitely a whip. So there you go. First whip to show you. Second whip to show you is, even though I didn't want to, even though I'm sure I'm going to hate every moment of this, I cast on the other sock for Bob's Argyle socks. This is probably the most enjoyable part of the whole sock, which is just the rib. You have to, it's just a weird sock pattern altogether. You have to knit it straight. So you go back and forth, and you're changing the colors. So you're literally dealing with little bits of yarn for every section of the color. There's all the other little bits. There's like, which is fine. It's kind of what I did for the blanket, the baby blanket. The only problem is I hate when the yarn gets tangled up. I get a bit obsessive about it, and so I tend to spend more time untangling every row than I do knitting the row. But this is what it will look like when it's finished. So this is the one I've already done. So you can see I'm starting straight off now with the color work, and then there's none on the base of the heel foot, which would be fine, but and then so you make it as a one big piece, and then you I actually forget how the whole thing works, but you do sew it together at the back here, and then I believe you sew this part down here. You don't join the whole thing together till you get to the toe. But it's not the sock pattern itself that's just annoying. It's a nice pattern, and I even forget who it's by, but I will put a link down below. I have mentioned it loads of other times before. But so I have started because I promised him I would finish these socks before I cast on another pair of socks. So this is where you are now sworn to secrecy, because I am going to cast on another pair of socks for me. And they are going to be in my, oh, that was in an old Bradshaw bag before I made them bigger. That was a tester. And this is one of my Netherwood bags. It has a little handle, and it's got a pocket inside and lining. Yes. And the pattern that I'm going to do is a Kay Jones pattern. I love her patterns for socks. They are so easy to understand. They look complicated, but they're not. And this sock is called Tea at Downton. And I really like it. And this, I'm not doing the two colors. Mine's going to be all one. And this is the yarn I'm going to do these in. It is from Crooked Kitchen Yarn. And the colorway is plush. It's a Kidmo sock, which means it is 60% merino, 25% kid mohair, and 15% nylon. And the color is scrumptious. It's kind of like a gold and a purple all rolled into one. So I thought that would make a really lovely sock in this pattern, and reminds me of the Countess Dowager, who was my favorite character in Downton Abbey, in the type of clothes she wore. She wore a lot of purple, so I am going to make those for myself when he's not home and can't see me doing them, so don't tell him. And I'm also working on another Baby Bib, so far, for my little grandson, who is due to be born in April. So this is it so far. It actually will go this way, and you put this over his head while he's eating, and then the rest hangs down. So I've got one in blue that I'm making just with a cotton, and I did do one already in yellow. So this is what the yellow one looks like. Just kind of cute, and it's cotton, so it's easy to wash, so that can get chucked in. And that's a very quick, I literally cast this on yesterday, and I'll probably have that finished this afternoon. It's a very quick knit, but and I am using my grandmother's needles, which, as we can all see, are two different lengths. Same size, just two different lengths. No idea where the other ones are. She must have lost one, probably down the side of the couch or something, and then had to go buy another set, and then lost another one, and you know how it goes. You know how it goes. So Okay, then we're just going to have a little update on the minis situation. So I had shown you, get that out of the way, there's too much in here. I had shown you the mitered squares, and that was a block I had done for January. So here is my block I have done for February. Aren't they cute? And they will join together somehow. I'm not sure yet how, but like that. So anyway, they will look nice. So there is February's, which I again used all the minis that were left over from my adventurous shawl with the Legacy Fiber Arts yarn. I have done another crocheted square from what was left from one of the pieces that was in the February, and I started did I do March? I thought I did a March already. Yes, I have done the March squares. I just have to put the white round, and then here is the first one for, I don't know if this will be April, it might be October, because it's kind of a brownish color. And the rest of them are going to be like this color and this color, so it might be October. But that is what I have done on that. Now, that one's easy because I know what I'm doing with that one. So I keep struggling with this whole crochet square blanket. I've got lots of them up there now. I don't know if you can see them up there. So there, I just keep making them and putting them there. I haven't done anything with them. I haven't bordered them yet. They are probably going to be bordered with white and then joined together. But I saw this other really cool pattern. It's a different type of crochet square. It's more of a filled in one. And it was smaller, maybe that size, very small. And the person had done a white square, a colored square, a white square, a colored square. And I thought, oh my goodness, that looks really cool. It's almost like a little log cottage blanket. And it looked very nice. So I wasn't sure, should I do that with this? Should I put one of these, then a white, then a colored, then a white? What do you think? I just can't make up my mind now, and I don't want to start yet another blanket because now obviously I've got two on the go, which will take me a long time because they're just using minis. But oh, I thought that would be cool too. Anyway, that's the scrappy Sunday thing. And last but not least, I have two balls of yarn to show you that I just purchased. There was this one, which I got at a really cool... Last week, I went knitting in a knitting shop. There is this fabulous store in Smith Falls called Yarns Aplenty, and Wendy, who owns it, is phenomenal. She is a very talented lady and can tell you anything that you ask her, within reason. In the window, I've been in this shop a couple of times, and every time I go in the window, I see this shawl. And I look at it and I think, oh, I need that shawl. I think it's called Falling Leaves or something, I can't remember. But this is the yarn that you use with it. It is a sock. It's by Estelle. It is a sock yarn. And I don't know if you can see all the colors there. As you're going, the colors change, but in this particular pattern, as you're going, the color change becomes a leaf that sweeps to the side of the... I'll put a picture of what it should look like and a link below to the pattern. I think it's a free pattern, but this is really... And apparently this whole ball will make the shawl. And you do know it's the year of the shawl for me. I've got another shawl ball there to do as well. And then, as I said when I was in Michael's with my husband, he bought me this, which is a new yarn from Loops and threads, which is Michael's own yarn, and it's cotton. And there was a lovely pattern up to show this, and it's all like goes into the different colors as you're knitting it. And actually it was a crochet shawl, and I really liked the crochet shawl, but I can't find the pattern. They had another cool blanket type yarn that also looked very interesting, and yet another blanket, and I didn't buy that. I held off. Only because you'd need to get about 6 balls of yarn to make this blanket, which would have cost about $60, $70. And I thought, no, I don't think so. And there was a pattern for that, which was really very nice. But there was no shawl pattern for this. So Loops and Threads, could you please send me a shawl pattern or put it up somewhere, because it was very nice. And if I'd have thought to myself, I would have taken a photograph of it so that I could figure it out myself when I got home. But I didn't. So I just assumed the pattern would be on the back of the ball band, and it wasn't. So those are my 2 purchases for shawls, as this is the year of the shawl, and that's all I have for you today. So Toby is now sitting behind me on my chair, which is why I am closer to you, because I cannot sit back, because I'll sit on him. So I think my battery's going to go, so I have to go. Plus I need a cup of tea. I do, yeah. Okay, see ya! Bye!